Hello students, good morning to you all. This is Teacher Queen. Welcome back to your third term, and I'm so excited to have you back online on our YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at food processing. Food processing. I know this topic is very new to you and it will sound like, what is this? But calm down, calm down. You're going to understand it after today. Alright? Okay, I would like you to pay a very close attention to everything that we're going to say, and also make sure that your notebook is around you, your pen and pencils are around you, and your eraser. Make sure that you catch up with everything that we have to say. Okay, first of all, remember I told you, before you talk about anything at all, make sure that you get the definition, the explanation of what that particular thing is all about. Alright? And now, we are looking at food processing. What is food processing? If someone asks you, hello, we had you in primary 3, and we also heard that you study agriculture in your school. Please, we want to know, what is food processing? What will you tell the person? Now listen, you first of all say, food processing means changing of raw foods into other food items that can be eaten or used for other purposes. This means changing of raw foods into food items that can be eaten or used for other purposes. Now, let's take for example, when you harvest cassava, you can either change it to starch or you change it to what? Gari. When you change it to gari, it has brought food that can be eaten. But when you change it to starch, it has also gotten something that can be used for other purposes, like starching your clothes and other purposes. Do you understand? Now let's look at the foods that can be processed. It's not all the foods that can be processed. We have some foods that can be processed. And the first one is yam, the second one is cassava, the third one is maize. The first one is yam, the second one is cassava, the third one is maize. Now, when you change your yam, you get what? Yam flour. There are people that eat yam flour. They eat it like gari, they eat it like iba, like fufu, yes. So when you change your yam, you get what? Your yam flour. It's either you cook your yam white, it's either you boil it or you cook it as porridge, you fry it, any means, anyhow you do it, you will get what? Food. But if you change it into yam flour, it's also what? Food. Because when you prepare it as your gari or your fufu, you make your soup and you do what? You enjoy your meal. Like that. Alright. Why the second one is cassava? Cassava, like I said earlier, you turn cassava into gari, you can turn cassava into yuca, you can turn cassava into fufu, any one you want. Or you also turn it into starch for your clothes. Alright? Okay, the third one is maize. You can turn your maize into akamu. Most of you in this country, you may not know what akamu is, but it's called pap. Pap. Alright? You drink it like custard. Yeah. So sometimes babies, they drink it too. You can also use maize to make some biscuits. You can also use maize to turn it to flour and use it for bread. So, you use maize for so many things. But you cannot just get maize like that from the farm and start using it. No, you must change it into another food item before you start using it. You will definitely process the maize. Now, when you bring your maize from the farm and you just say, oh, this is maize, and you're carrying it about like that, At a point, someone will ask you, are you okay? All right? But when you process it, first of all, you clean it. You remove the things that are not supposed to be in the maize. You can boil it and eat it, or you turn it into flour, or you use it for your pap, or use it for any other purpose that you want to use it for. Okay? Now let's look at the importance of food processing. Importance of food processing. Majority of the things we do in agriculture have their importance. They have their advantages and they have their disadvantages. Now, we're going to look at the importance of food processing. We said that the first one, it improves its usage. It improves the usage of what? The food. Now, when you process your food, it improves the usage of the what? The food. Now, the second one, it improves the value of the food. Now, let's say when you just bring cassava from the farm and keep it in the house, somebody may come and pack it as basura and throw it away. But when you process it and make yuca, or you make fufu, you see that someone will say, I want to eat fufu. That is because you've done what? You've processed it into what? Fufu. So, but when you just pack it at a corner of the house, or just keep it somewhere around your house, you see when it stays there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, your mother will say, please, Genesis, remove those things, those rubbish that you kept around the corner. That is because it was not what? Processed. Alright, the third one, we process food to remove poisonous what? Substances. To remove what? Poisonous substances. Now, foods like yam, if you bring it from the farm, or even the cassava, or the maize too, if you bring them from the farm, you cannot just start eating them like that. When someone sees you eating cassava that you just harvested like that, the person will say, oh, I didn't know that this brother will go mad like this, so it's a pity. They would think that you're mentally you're not okay. Alright? So, but when you bring it, first of all, you process it. When you process it, it reduces some things that can't be eaten, some things that can cause poison in our body, some things that can kill. Do you understand? Alright. Now the fourth one, it helps to prepare food for storage. You know, you cannot store your food without processing it. You cannot store cassava. If you harvest cassava and just store it like that, it will spoil. So when you process it, you can store it as gari, you can store it as fufu, you can store it as yuca, anything at all that you've made out of it. Now, the last one, which is not the least, it provides varieties of the same food. It provides varieties of the same food. Now listen, most people, when you're eating gari, it's the same thing as yuca, it's the same thing as fufu. Please, nobody should deceive you and say that yuca is another kind of food, gari is another kind of food, while fufu is another kind of. They are all the same because they came from the same food. Okay? So now we say that when we process our food, it helps us to provide what? Varieties of the same food. Please, if there is anything that you don't understand in any of our sections, try as much as possible to ask Teacher Queen any of your questions on WhatsApp. Please chat me up, send me messages privately. I will respond to any of your messages at any time. Alright? Remember, I'm here for you and I'm here because of you. Alright, thank you very much and do have a wonderful day. Make sure you also do your homework. It is very, very important. Try to look into what is food processing. It's very, very important. Please, on your WhatsApp groups, try to copy your notes over there. Your notes are there. Try to copy your notes and also try to do the necessary things over there. Thank you very much and do have a wonderful day ahead. Teacher Queen loves you so much. Thank you.